Man in the Mirror. Wow. This song changed my life. I've been signed for 2.5 years of my 5-year contract with Quincy Jones, and I hadn't written anything of note. At the time, I was just submitting songs to fulfill my contractual agreement. But then Quincy had a meeting with his West Coast songwriters. I think there was like eight or nine of us at the time, and they had a meeting in his living room, and I showed up late, you know, like a half hour late or whatever. So I walked in, and Quincy said, as I was saying before it was over, you know, everybody laughed, and I'm like, I sunk down in the corner and just started taking notes of what he wanted to finish this album. So I took some notes, and then I went to my co-writing partner, Glenn Ballard. He said, I told him, Quincy wants a song for Michael to finish the album. What kind of song? I don't know. He said, well, let's just see what we come up with. Okay. He stands up to go over to the keyboard in the corner. And at this point, we're going to cut to 2 years before that moment. Wow. I'm at a songwriting session with amazing jazz pianist John Beasley. And we're writing, and I thought we were doing well. The phone rings. Instead of letting the answering machine pick it up, he picks up the phone and begins this very, very banal conversation. Oh yeah, I'm not doing nothing. And I'm flipping through my lyric book, seething in my mind, going, no, I didn't just hear him say he's not doing nothing. No, I didn't just. And I'm flipping through the book, and he says, the man. What man? Oh, the man in the mirror. So I write down, man in the mirror. 2 years later, I'm sitting with Glenn. He gets up to turn on the keyboard, and he starts playing. Dum, 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 dum. And I'm flipping through my lyric book, and the phrase, man in the mirror, popped off. Every time I tell this story, I get goosebumps. I started writing. I was like, I couldn't get it out fast enough. I couldn't write the ideas fast enough. Friday afternoon, we met, demoed the song. Friday evening, we had a great demo. We knew it. We hugged, said this is a great song. But we didn't know Quincy was gonna feel the same way, and then if we got past Quincy, we didn't know what Michael was gonna say. Friday evening, too late for the Quest publishing offices to be open, and for some reason, I could not wait. So I called Quincy. I said, Glenn and I have just written this great song for Michael. He said, wonderful. Turn it into the office and I'll hear it on Monday or Tuesday. I said, Monday or Tuesday? Quincy, can I just drop it off? No, Sid, I've got 12 people in my dining room and I'm having a meeting. I can't. Quincy has 6 daughters. So he knew this little argument we were having, futile. So he said, all right. He hung up the phone. So I went to his house and I dropped off this cassette, right? Quincy comes out of the dining room. He opens the dining room door and there are 12 suits sitting at his dining room table. So I'm okay. I said, Q, here's the song. The only thing I ask is that you just get back to me as soon as. He said, all right, shit. And he closed the door. And a few hours later, Quincy calls me at home and says, Sid, my nickname, this is the best song that I've heard in 10 years. And I'm like, and then he said, but, you know, Michael, you know, we've been in the studio for 2.5 years and Michael has yet to record a song he didn't write, so I don't know. But don't worry, if I don't record it with Michael on his album, I'll record it with James Ingram on my record. And I'm thinking, I mean, I love James as much as anybody, but Michael, so I had to let that go. And a couple of days later, Quincy called me and said, we in the studio recording your old piece of song. And I'm like, I couldn't believe what he was saying. And then I heard, but Michael has a problem with the chorus. And he said, he really wants you, he said, hold on, Sid. And then I hear, and Quincy said, yes, Sid, Michael really wants you to bring home the idea of the, hold on. He puts Michael on the phone. Oh my God, okay. Oh my God! But on the phone? How can I help you? The first thing that Michael said to me was, I love this song. The second thing Michael said to me was, I love your voice. I don't even know what made me have the audacity to think I could ever write anything that he would want to record, because every songwriter in America was submitting songs to Quincy for Michael. I didn't want to write another ooh baby baby kind of song. I really wanted him to say something to the world, because I recognized he had a huge platform and the whole world was listening to whatever he had to say at the time. When I first met Michael Jackson, it was in this room. And we spent a lot of time here recording Man in the Mirror. It was such a good feeling for someone like that to say, I want to do this like you did it. I mean, he's Michael Jackson, for God's sakes, you know. He could have done it any way he wanted to do it, but he wanted to do it like I did it. And that was just, for me, that was the highest compliment ever. When I recorded with Michael, I really got to know him a little bit, and we liked hanging out. He was fun. He always thought I was so crazy. Because when I met him, I wasn't the fan. I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting you. I was never that. Right. That time when we were recording, we spent a week in the studio together from the time we started recording Man in the Mirror. He's very smart. He's very smart. Smarter than I'd ever given him credit for. Very knowledgeable about being black. Very knowledgeable about the struggle of black people in America. I didn't think he was even vaguely aware of that. But yeah, we had long conversations about that. Whoever it was, he made you feel as if he had as much to learn from you as you did from him. Most people of his celebrity, it's the opposite. Like, I know I'm the star, so you listen to me. But he wasn't like that, because he was like a sponge. He wanted to make himself better and better and better. So he looked at what everybody did and just took the best parts of what he liked from what they did, just to make what he does even better. He was such a perfectionist, and he only wanted to indulge or do something if he could make it his own and then be the best at it. He lived to find artists that he appreciated, and it doesn't have to be a singer or a dancer. You could be an actor or a chemist or whatever it was you were the best at, and Michael found you succeeding in your field, your chosen field of endeavor. He appreciated that. He learned from that.
Man in the Mirror comes out.
Yes.
And it's like this global success sensation.
Yes.
What was the experience for you?
It made me wish that I had done the Bad Tour, because I rehearsed with him for like a week and a half.
Okay.
And then decided at the last minute that I wanted to make my own record, because my record company says, the single's coming out, and Man in the Mirror was just dropped, and I mean, I Just Can't Stop Loving You was just dropped, and Man in the Mirror's coming, so you need to have your own record.
Okay.
So I pulled out of the Bad Tour, entered Sheryl Crow.
Oh, Sheryl Crow took your place on the Bad Tour.
Yes, ma'am.
Unbelievable.
Yes, I do find it hard to believe.
Wow. Now,
one of my biggest regrets. Man in the Mirror was written specifically for Michael for the Bad album. And then when the next album, the Dangerous album, came out, Michael asked me, would you write me another song? I had a publisher at the time who, when I told her that I really wanted to write another song for Michael's album, she said to me, and I will never forget this, she said, you wrote one song. Nobody writes, songs back to back on Michael's album, so, just get it out of your mind. But I had it in my mind. I just ignored her. When we were on tour, Michael decided he would only perform songs that were number ones. Yeah. And we were on stage for 2 hours. 2 hours of number one songs.
You always singing your duet?
I
just can't stop loving you.
He's grabbing my thigh for some reason.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know why. He just decided to do it that time. I don't know. He didn't do it every night.
He didn't do it every night? No. Okay. So no romantic?
No.
No, just friends?
Yeah. He's like the brother I never had.
Yeah, is he? Okay. Very nice.
I was getting bored and I wanted to just spice it up a little bit. And I think I was told, don't do that, Michael's not gonna like that, don't do that. I'm like, shut up, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. What's he gonna do, fire me? What, So I got this wig
And I remember his face. When he saw me in that wig, he was cracking up. And I have a great photograph of that moment. He couldn't even sing, he was laughing so hard.
There were, I mean, don't get me wrong, Michael was great every night, right? Mm-hmm. But there were some nights when he was, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. He was just just too much. So much that us on stage with him, we're standing back clapping.
Really?
Damn. There were tens of thousands of people, 70, 80, 100,000 people, depending on where we were. And at the end of the night, when that song came on, it was so amazing to see a sea. And at the time, it was all about the Bic lighters. So when Man in the Mirror came on, you would see a sea of Bic lighters. And it was like twinkling stars out in the audience. And it was such an amazing feeling and such a powerful song. And it was my favorite time of the night.
Did you see This Is It? Did you see that movie?
Yeah.
Now, what was your impression of that movie? Was it true to how the rehearsals and stuff went when you were on the Dangerous tour?
Absolutely. And you should also know that if he were alive today, no way would he ever let his fans see his process.
Really?
He was like a magician.
Wow.
You see what a magician does, and you see what the magician wants you to see.
Right.
And no way on earth, only over his dead body, would that film have been released. I hadn't seen him for a long time before he passed away, and I run into his nanny, whom I'd met one time. I'd only been to the ranch one time, and I met her there. And I hadn't seen Michael in since the end of the Dangerous tour, and it was maybe like 10, 12 years, 15 years. And I said to her, when you talk to Michael again, and I swear this is exactly what I said, when you talk to Michael again, tell him I love his black ass. At the end of the show, I go back through the green rooms, and she said, I finally got him on the phone. Here, he's on the phone. I said, dude, you're going on the road to London. I want to go. He said, really? You want to go? I'm like, yeah, I want to go. He said, okay. But it ended up being, through the auditioning process, I couldn't be in London for the time that he had to be for what I was being paid. I couldn't afford to leave for that long. He told me that Imagine, the song by John Lennon, and Man in the Mirror are his two favorite songs. And I was just so proud of that. I mean, like, he's Michael Jackson. He could have any, he can pick any song to be his favorite song. And I don't speak a word of French, but I know Japanese people, Spanish people, French people, Africans, Indians, who don't speak a word of English, but they know all the lyrics to Man in the Mirror. And that's just that's insane to me. This man has changed my life in such a broad and beautiful way that even, he's not on the planet, but the effects of his life and his work are still very, very present. I'm from Compton. I didn't know as a black child growing up in LA that I would be touring the world with the biggest pop star on the planet, having been produced by the biggest producer in the world, traveling these kind of circles you can only dream about. I mean, and I want every little girl that has a dream in her heart to follow it. I never really got a chance to tell him how much I appreciated him. I'm sorry.
You want to take a break?
Mm-hmm.